Hi, this is Chimera from Chimera's channel and the creator of the Stars Are Cryptic campaign. I started this campaign on a whim. It was supposed to be a one-shot that kind of just, well, we're at 39 uploads and very far from one shot. But I wanted to say a few things. If anyone ever reads this. The whole start of that campaign was from whenever I was going through a hard time, and I pretty much started on a whim so I could distract myself. And the whole reason that it kept going is because the other people who were involved in the campaign got invested on the first episode. And asked for me to keep going. And I did. And I would always ask, hey, was that good? How did you guys enjoy it? And it's funny that no matter what, I always got, yeah, it was good, or Moon's usual groaning because emotional damage. And I find it very funny that D&D is one of those things that's helped me cope with a lot of negative stimuli as of late. And so I can't help but, love the game. Sure, I don't do it like normal D&D. Far from it, and I'm well aware. But at the same time, it's the way that feels fun to me, And God, I can't draw it now. Pretty much, I always come back finding myself wanting more of it. I know who I'm gonna draw. But yeah, I'm probably gonna continue working on the campaign, but I have something else in mind that I'm gonna start doing as well. I kept getting told, hey, write a story, hey, write a comic, and I'm like, fine, I'll actually do it, I'll write a comic. So, starting fairly soon, I'm actually going to start making a comic. It was something I've been wanting to do a lot of my life, but I never had a good enough story, or just generally, didn't think anyone wanted to see that kind of stuff from me. And it was very surprising that I kept getting told, hey, you should do this, when it's something I've wanted for a long, long time. And of course the comic's just gonna be about the campaign, because of course it is. And hopefully it goes well. We'll see. We're approaching the end of the year, and it's definitely been a long one. 2022 is definitely something. digress. Other things I wanted to talk about was the plans I have for the future of the campaign. You see, I want to see if I can get them all the way to level 20. I have things planned so far ahead if it continues. Which, I shouldn't get that attached, I know. But it's my baby. You know? I can't help but get attached to the campaign, since it's really been there for one of the harder times of my life. And I appreciate anyone who actually sits there and watches these videos. I don't expect anyone to. And yeah, I don't really edit my stuff. Because one, I don't have editing software, and two, I ain't got the money to get it. But I'm hoping that at some point I can actually start editing my videos instead of just putting them in RAW. Like, this is going to be RAW as well. And just hope that people like it. I'm not this crazy content creator who can just whip out this amazing stuff like some of the other, like, you know, D&D people, but I'm still gonna try. And whenever it boils down to it, in the end all this is just a nice little thing to do on the side. While I try to get my Twitch channel off the ground, and also see about maybe, I don't know, getting on Webtoon or something of the sort. I want to see if I can actually make comics or start animating, and who knows, I might actually start putting some of the dubs of the comic up on the channel. Because in the end, I have voice actors. They're my fucking friends. And yeah. I plan to, at some point, do another one of these with the other two. Also, before you ask, don't worry, Felrun's coming back. They just have schedule issues right now. And if they don't, then that's fine. We're still buddies, so. He just wants to spend more time with his girlfriend. And that's completely understandable. His arm's hard to drop. Yeah. In the end, all this is just like a writer's note. Yeah. Because I do want to actually, you know, make something that's fun to watch. And who knows, maybe I'll stop being lazy and actually make thumbnails. Never. No, but I actually do plan to start making thumbnails for some of these sessions at some point. Hands are hard. Yeah, few things I want to say is actually involving some of the story. Because I know some things might seem a little off whenever it comes to the story. Like, some things don't make sense, or some things are attached so far back that people are just like, wait a minute. And the thing is, all of this D&D stuff is completely, like, made on a whim. Almost everything is just, I thought about it at that time. So the whole thing where Taskamori was supposed to die was planned. And I got too emotional, and my PCs were like trying so hard, and I felt guilty. I felt so guilty that I ended up just going, fine, I'll will some bullshit, she's still alive, sure. And a lot of the time I look back at that and I'm like, man, should have killed her. But in the end, whatever happens in the campaign's permanent, so can't exactly take it back. Retconning is not exactly something I want to try to do. I made this hand way too fucking big. Oops. Dude, what is this hand though? But yeah. I do plan to definitely come next year, see if I can do more with the sessions. Fuck. And possibly even like try to add more people to the campaign if I can. It's very difficult to set up that kind of thing because of the scheduling. And a lot of the time I actually have videos on backlog I need to upload. Which is why sometimes episodes will be uploaded like 5 at a time or something. And yeah. If I'm able to, at some point, I want to actually sit there and try to explain some of the story I had in mind for some of the parts. I don't know how interested people would be in it, though. In the end, I might just do it anyway, because what if I want to do it? Anyway, I'm like... I don't know how to talk. The DM does not know how to speak. But no, a few things involving the characters. Let me... A few things involving the characters. My initial idea for some of the NPCs that you commonly see, like Cyrus and Taskamori and the goddess and all that kind of stuff, some of the dragons, were actually all just on the spot. And I still laugh because I basically self-inserted myself as a character as Cyrus. Completely accidental. It just happened. Wasn't on purpose, just happened. I occasionally just like look back and it's like, why did I do that? And the funniest part about it is, so I get into character like real hard. I don't just like play a part or like do like flat voices like this. Like I really get into character and I really like to show emotion and just really show how the character's feeling. And so I feel what they feel. I feel sad. I feel angry. And I feel flustered. And I don't know, it's refreshing, if that makes sense. It's nice to not just feel sad all the time, you know? And it's nice that I can make a compelling story on a fucking whim. I made his torso too damn long. Shit. But, I know that there's some stuff planned for next session, which should be tomorrow, but things happen. In which I have some things planned, and one of the PCs has something planned. Good old Neo knows damn well how to mess with Cat, or Moon. Oh, I should probably state this. So, Moon is Kadruda, Mooncat. And she is, story-wise, supposed to be this half-drow, half-elven princess. And then you have Toki, who is Neo, and Neo is also Korra. He had a random idea to make a character, and I was like, sure, why not? And end up, I really like that character. So much so that I cracked a joke that my NPC Cyrus Illis, liked her immediately. It was just a joke that I just did on a whim. And Neo was like, okay. And basically took it to the next level going along with it. And we just kept going. It was really funny at the time. Because we were both just trying to mess with each other in a way. And then we ended up just making characters like each other. Completely accidentally. Or at least, mine was accidental. Him, maybe not so much. Because he knows how to mess with me. And it's always funny. And I'm going to switch songs, because I don't want to just listen to this one song all day. There we go. Oh no. There we go. Anyway. That's better. But yeah, the whole concept I actually had for Cyrus was he was supposed to be this like big brother or father figure for Toki. And god damn, I can't fucking draw today. Move that arm. There we go. Sirik, why are you so hard to draw? End up the whole thing with Toki and Ruta being like married in the campaign was also a fucking joke that I started on a whim. On the episodes that aren't available because I didn't record them, thinking, oh, this is just a one shot, whatever, or oh, maybe they'll like it so much. Okay, I'll do one more. Oh no. This is a finale, so when's the next one? What do you mean? But, I love them, goddamn. And, your hands are fucking hard. End up, though, we had this idea that I thought it'd be funny. And it's literally, oh, well, they're close, right? That'd be funny if Cyrus insinuates, hey, you two are where are your rings? You two act like a married couple. That gave Neo an idea. I was gonna do it one more time just as a joke. Cause I assumed Toki's character would just rip the paper up. So I handed them like a, hey, here's a marriage certificate if you want to get married. Haha, funny joke. Oh no, he signed it. They ended up signing it. And I'm just like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. Well. And they went along with it. The characters actually, like, act like they love each other. It's funny. Cause it was not my intention at all to have these two characters actually, like, be a thing. But, I mean, they enjoy it and it's funny. It gets funny bits out of them, so, I mean, sure. As long as they're comfortable with it, I don't really mind. And it gets really cute fan art. Because you have, like, the whole thing with the characters where is it? Where are you hiding? There we go. There's the whole thing with these two that is funny. The whole thing where Toki was trying to challenge Cyrus for being cutesy after Cyrus calling her out with gold. And the whole time, Ruda's just like, I just want to enjoy my food. I don't want to be a part of this. But she didn't get that. She just got pulled into it. I just noticed there's a fucking line right there. I'll fix it later. And the stupid, like, stuff where Cyrus is just, like, staring, and then Toki trying to get his attention, and them just being fucking gone, and then, like, pretending that something happened to the orb just so you could leave the conversation. The whole thing with the dress and the suit. I still need to draw the other three in their respective outfits, but the whole thing with Cyrus is just this absolute bean. That was the whole concept with him. He's just a small boy. He whittle. And he was just supposed to be this simple side character for the party to get, like, you know, a little bit of story and stuff in. And I liked the character so much that I kind of just ran with it. And then the whole thing of, like, Toki's character not being very emotionally, you know, there, making her flustered with the whole, like, Ruda's mother thing, or anytime really cute stuff happens to them that they're not expecting, is probably one of those things that I look at them and I just smile, because I know I can mess with them with it later. And it again gets really nice, like, ideas like this one, which to this day is still, like, my best piece, I think. But I don't know. I'd like to actually show off some of the art I've made for this, but at the same time, I can't show some of that. And the initial concept for Cyrus was so not great. Like, this was the initial thing. And then it just changed to this. Just a massive change. And Taskamori I still need to draw, but they're twins, so it shouldn't be that hard. She'll look very similar to him. And the initial concept for Toki was actually this, and some of the fan art that Mooncat has done. The blade for the obsidian blade is actually serrated. And it's just, I need to draw the sword still, which that's gonna be fun to draw. Jesus. The whole thing with Taskamori's beast form was also pretty wild. Because you have these massive gods that, in the end, they kind of stand out whenever they're out of, you know, their more mortal looking form. And the whole thing with Task versus Cyrus, Task was essentially stuck in like a chibied version of her own, where Cyrus was able to just hide. The dragons, most of them never really walked around looking like themselves, because they would mostly be in Wormsfall. And so whenever it came down to those characters going out in public, they couldn't exactly hide their form fully. Like, Cyrus can mostly hide his, but there are actually details that are hidden on him. Like, if he actually took off his shoes, you'd see the bronze splotches on his feet. On the back of his leg, there's actually a sigil that, unlike Taskamori, he can hide it. He can hide exactly who he is, and did for years. Taskamori has one on her fucking face. She can't hide that. She just has to hope no one knows who she is. And I actually need to redraw my Cyrus drawing, because this was the initial concept. I'm redrawing this later. He looks draconic, but he's not a dragon, per se. And then you have Taskamori, who was stuck like this, where she was very small and couldn't really do much aside from just use raw magic. And turns out there's a reason for that, and the fact that she was stuck like this for a very long time. She had to use Granny Hoshosuka's sigils to be anything other than this. But it was only temporary. She had a limited time. But going from this to fucking this was still the wildest thing to me. Because I made this in like one of the first few sessions of the campaign entirely. There's actually more to this, but I don't know where. There it is. Yeah, she's an unnatural kind of blue, and stands out. And she actually shares something with Ruta. As you can see the scar going over her arm. That actually happened because her character died earlier than it was supposed to. And so, to save her, Taskamori actually shared the pain, in a way. She essentially connected herself, but in doing so, almost killed herself doing that. The white markings around the tail, neck, and paw are actually from what you later find out in Arc 3 were actually things around her neck, tail, and paws that embedded and left scars. Her scars are white. All those white spots on her are just scars, except for the ones on the ears. And the moon on the chest. In the end, it was a design choice to kind of make it that way, because originally they were supposed to be from something else. Originally, they were just supposed to be from her having them already. For a different reason. Because fighting people to stay alive. The whole concept of her having a curse was that she was supposed to be stuck as a beast and die to a hunter's arrow. Whereas her brother was supposed to sink in water, as you saw in Arc 3. I'm sorry, Arc 2. Was it Arc 2? Yeah, it was Arc 2. And there was a few concepts I had. Veshnir is still in the water. That tar-like squid creature is still there, but the party hasn't gone back there by boat. So they haven't encountered him again. And the mother, Toki's mother, is still alive. Albeit not herself. Clover just kind of got, shoved to the side story-wise. As Clover is actually the progeny of two characters. Taskamori and Ebereska. Which, they're both female! Yes, they are. They basically manifested a child. They put both their blood into a well and poured their magic into it, creating a sort of being. And that is actually what Clover is. And the reason his name is even Clover is actually because of Cyrus. Originally they were supposed to have a different name entirely. And I was like, no, Cyrus has more, like, generic names to name things, are, like, less, like more traditional kind of ones. Like, his daughter's name was Sophia, even though his wife's name was Malwind. Originally, her name was supposed to be Sophic-Wind, but she was just called Sophia. Clover actually has a longer name, but I didn't write it down because that would have been smart. But this little thing is Clover. It is a coracle bunny hybrid. And it doesn't show most of the bunny, except the ears are a little longer, I think. But the tail is what kind of gives it off, as well as the paws. But most of the other features are the coracle ones. And I have an idea later that involves involves Azazel, which is this little guy, little bitty baby. And this is actually just a hatchling. This is a literal child dragon. They have not shown any other form than dragon form, which they don't really need to until they get older. But now they have wings, which I need to draw that later. They have wings like the mother. In which, yes, I draw a lot of these things. Because why not? The white dragon earlier was actually Odelia from the cave. And I still need to draw Baharanith, but I will do that later. And then you have, like, the whole thing with this. which was literally a concept I made on a whim. That's like, ah yes, the Puppet Master DM, because why not? Come like the next sessions, I will be changing the, you know, like setup again, because if you've been watching, you've definitely seen some of the changes. I went from using a 3D model that I had set up to VC face, and I was like, man, this eats so many resources, screw this, I'm just gonna go back to using PNG tubers. And honestly, it kind of works. Works really well, actually. I'm totally not just putting off finishing this drawing at all. Okay, yes I am. Also, you might have kind of like come to question, hey, why is it that all the non-humans, like dragons and gods, take up form like elves? Simply, the reason I went with the elven look is because no one's gonna question a magically oriented elf. And dragons don't really like humans that much. They won't say it, but they don't in this universe. Because it was humans that actually started the whole dragon man war. And what ended up occurring, they couldn't do much about the whole thing where, yeah, they literally, like, they were passive. They were very pacifist. They didn't want to hurt people, even though they could literally bring down the entire world if they wanted to. They were good. But man wanted to take advantage of them. And it's unfortunate that they really hate man because of that. Because it also means that if tensions get high with humans, they could see another war. The elves tend to be more just indifferent about things. And because of that, it kind of fits with the fact that, okay, well, they have to be indifferent to all these things. Might as well just look like the ones who are indifferent about most things. But also, I just like the general design of elves as well. I like the concept of how elves look a lot. Where's Hornzek again? Right, they go far back. concept for Cyric, actually, was something I came up with literally the day before I had to do the campaign session involving him. And the concept was literally that he was a dragon hiding amongst all these other people. Because dragons were supposed to be, you know, gone. And so he couldn't actually show who he was. Sure, some people, like, figured it out, but most people were fairly oblivious to it. They thought, oh, he's just some weird creature, whatever. But in reality, he's actually the one who created Asingnar, the floating city. Because he is... How do I put this? He's supposed to be one of the stronger dragons. And one thing I'll point out is the dragons who are not used to transforming out of dragon kind of have a hard time hiding themselves. But also the ones that are stronger also tend to have a harder time. And being that Fafnir and Cyric and Odelia are very strong dragons, they have a very hard time hiding it. And all of them have some kind of tell. Like, it's a given with some of them. And Cyric is one of the ones that, yeah, he, again, can't hide it, but people thought he was like a tiefling. Like a tiefling celestial hybrid. Because he has the horns and he hides his feet normally. And he has this kind of off skin. But he also has the wings. And the only reason he actually wears a blindfold is to actually hide his face. Because his eyes would be the deadest giveaway for him. Since most people can tell whenever you have draconic-looking eyes. That you are in fact dragon. Yeah, a few, like, closing notes I'd like to state because I've let this drag on a little too long. I do plan at some point to, again, put out that thing I stated where I want to put out, videos of, like, you know, dubbings for some of my, you know, things that I'm making. And I'll do that eventually. Not quite yet. But eventually. And I'm just hoping it goes over well. I'm not a VA as much as I'd want to be. But I'll still try. Yeah, I can't really think of much else to say. This has probably gone a little too long. I might not even ever even upload this. Kinda just my own personal thoughts, really. But, yeah. Hope you're enjoying the videos, and have, happy holidays and stuff.